my pendulum personally has swung back and forth, where I got to a place where I had seen so many physical healings, and I'm not not healings of certain things. Like I hadn't seen healing of cancer, but I had seen blindness healed, seen deafness healed, lots of backs and knees and shoulders. My son's heart was not developing right, saw that healed. My wife was having heart issues, saw that healed. So
Mhm.
I had seen lots of things, but then I was kind of, this is probably 4 or 5 years ago, I was wrestling with, well, crud, every healing is temporary at best. Every physical healing is temporary at best because ashes to ashes and dust to dust. We're all going to kick the bucket at some point. And so, eh. And the Lord rebuked me. And he was like, son, that's the healing isn't just about the healing. The healing is someone's opportunity to encounter the love of the Father. And um, don't forget, I love to make up the deficits. I was like, oh, gosh, okay, that's true. You've made up many, many deficits, both that I've caused and that have been circumstantial that have happened to me. And so it is a really interesting tension that is very, very difficult. And that's when he began to show me that there's a lot deeper picture that I don't understand. There are a lot of spiritual laws. I don't think we have a clue. And so there's a lot of things going on. So I began to ask him as an example, well, how come every time I pray for someone, how come sometimes someone's healed and sometimes they're not? And way more often than healed, they're not.
Mhm.
Like 9 out of 10 times, 95 out of 100 times, they're not healed. And yet still sometimes they are, to the point where it's not like the 5 or 10 out of 100 are faking it. I've done it plenty to see that. And he said, well, there's things you don't understand. There's language that you don't speak yet, so you can't even understand what's going on. This is your stewardship part. If you really want to understand, you need to press in and grow. And my takeaway as best I could, and it's like when a father's speaking to a son. Like when I share things about or to my 14-year-old, trying to get him to understand as a 42-year-old who's lived a handful of lifetimes at 42, there are things he's not going to grasp, and sometimes it's really frustrating
Mhm.
because I'll share something with him and I'll keep it tight. But there was probably, oh, I don't know, a month ago, something like that. I had this wonderful fatherly moment, this conversation with my 14-year-old where I thought I just crushed it. And so we completed the conversation. I walked in and told my wife, I'm parenting the crap out of our son, doing a heck of a job here. Crush this thing. And then only later, like 3 weeks later, to find out his perspective of it. He was like, yeah, basically dad's a jerk. He, you know, completely missed the actual content, let alone the heart behind it.